So the first thing I want to talk about is who is going to help you with your goal. Um, and they talk about having like a cheer squad to go to go with your goal. And there's kind of a difference because I know there's certain people in my life that will really support me and be really encouraging. They might not know really anything about the detail of my goals, it might be work related, but they'll always ask about it and they'll always encourage me. And those people are like really critical, so they'll just keep you going. Um, but you also need someone that will question you if you're maybe not pushing it as much. And they're kind of a two separate people usually. So it's quite good to nail down someone that will be make you more accountable so that if the goal maybe your progress starts to slow down or they notice say yours is a health and fitness related goal, they might notice that you've stopped going to the gym as much because they can see there's less entries on Strava, and really you want them to question, oh, what's up with your motivation, do you want me to come with you, someone that's really going to encourage you to do it but really make you accountable for it as well. So you want someone that's going to be maybe a bit mean, but will make you accountable is really good. Quite tricky to find those people, so do have a good think about who it could be. But yeah, the really flip side of that is the people that will just encourage you no matter what, and even might even encourage you when you if you want to quit. So you have to be careful of those people because they'll encourage you too much. Um, yeah, someone that's going to keep you on track and push you is really good. And if you obviously you can find more people to do it rather than just one person, that is helpful. Depending what your goal is, you might need someone that's good for advice or help. So they might have information that can help you with your goal, yeah, especially if it's business related. So you might need to sort of make a list of those people that you need to contact. Do you have their contact information? And then depending what your goal is, there might be someone that's actually done it before. And therefore, could you, are they accessible to you? Could you ask them what their path was like? What information, what tips might they have to get you there? So for example, I've done a few triathlons and I've got a friend that's keen to do a triathlon. So she messaged me the other day about it. And I was like, oh, well, you should read this book. Louise mentioned did a really good book about triathlon. And that's got loads of hints and tips in it to get you started. So it's about tapping into information of who's kind of gone before you. So perhaps that person's wrote about it or they've spoke about it, maybe in a TED talk, or they've written about it on a blog, that sort of thing. So if there's anyone out there that's perhaps done your goal before, um, and also think about at the end of your goal, who will you now have become at the end of your goal? How are you going to feel? What difference is it going to make to you at the end of it? Because that can sometimes help with the motivation to keep going if you've kind of had to think about that. So that's the who's that go with your goal, and in your brain dump you can kind of write all of those things down. And obviously, those people that are going to cheer you on, you will need to tell them about your goal, which does make it 70% more likely that you'll actually go through with it. So definitely well worth doing. The other thing is timing. So is this the right moment for going about this goal, for starting it? There was one year I ran 3 or 4 goal workshops, and in almost every single one there was several people that wanted to start running and wanted to do a 5K or a 10K, and I was like, why starting in January? Like, it is the worst time to start. It's cold, it's wet, we get a lot of snow and ice here. Why don't you start in March, where at least you've got a light evening, it's a little bit warmer sometimes. So really do think about the timing, everything else that you've got going on at this time. Is this the right time to start? And obviously sometimes that's completely dictated for you, if it's work related, but if it's something you can choose, definitely do give it some consideration.